remember we tell people that. Let's do that again.
It's super important now. Okay.
Hi guys, I'm Sana.
I'm Shauna.
And welcome back to the Twin Diaries.
So today
we've been getting on each other's nerves on this Friday.
On my nerves.
So, but it's fine. It's fine. So, today's video
is we're going to be filming about the do's and don'ts of the new grad, because I feel like I've been kind of coming across this often. I don't know what's going on. And I don't want us new grads to get a bad rap and then they want to blame it on our generation. I'm like, no, Karen. No, Susan. It is not our generation. We will fix this ASAP. So I just want to talk about the top 5 do's and don'ts. They pretty much will just correlate with each other. And I feel like these things should be self-explanatory, or I don't know if everyone's nursing school kind of like went through these things with us. My nursing school did not play that, because they also would kind of go through these things when it comes to clinical and things like that. So let's just jump right into it.
All right.
Number 1,
Do ask questions.
don't think you know it all.
So the basis behind this is, it's okay to ask questions. Like, I know there's a lot of people who are like, I was one of those people where I felt
Annoying.
I was annoying?
No, I felt annoying asking questions.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I felt like I was confident. Like, it wasn't like, I was still getting nervous, obviously, especially at the beginning of a shift, because you just don't, that's the thing about nursing, you don't know what you're going to get when you go in. Like, still to this day, I pray that I have a good shift before I go into work. And I hate when sometimes I actually do wake up with just a feeling like something might pop off.
You do have a feeling.
I really do. Like, I get up and I'm like, crap, I just have this feeling I'm going to go into work and it's not going to be a good day, but I keep telling myself it's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's okay to be confident in yourself, like, no matter what, I'm gonna be okay. But don't think it's dumb to ask questions, because it's honestly, when you don't ask questions is when you do something wrong. Yeah, and then somebody has to go back and try to fix your mistake. And then
or it might be something that you cannot take back or fix.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I say that in my line of work, even the like old heads, they call themselves old heads, they're like OGs. They still, you will always learn something in my line of work. Like in the NICU, it's just such a specialty. We come across new things all the time. We always ask questions. Like, you could be here forever and maybe you didn't do something in a while, and so you'll ask a question on somebody who probably just did it recently. But always ask questions. I don't care if I have a rude podmate. I'll go next door and ask the person that question if I feel more comfortable with it, or like text one of my friends or something like that. But ask the question, because you'll save, first of all, you'll save yourself a headache, you'll probably save yourself more work, and you'll also save yourself from like a mistake that could be very detrimental.
And sometimes even charge nurses don't know everything.
Yeah.
There could be somebody who's a charge nurse and they're actually new versus a nurse that's on the floor that's been there for longer. I will go and ask them sometimes rather than ask my charge nurse, and sometimes I'm just more comfortable and other nurses on the floor are more helpful than you asking your charge nurse. So just don't be afraid to ask questions. Sometimes I even ask the doctors questions, like, and before I call like an IM, where for my specialty we have multiple doctors on a case. I can have neuro, psych, renal, the internal medicine, all that, and then I can choose, depending on what the problem is, which doctor I contact. Sometimes if none of them are there, but I see a doctor that I really like, and I'm like, hey, can I just bounce something off you and ask them a question, then it'll let me know like where to go moving forward, if that makes sense. So just don't be afraid to ask questions.
And a lot of them appreciate that. Some of them, if they're really busy, maybe it's not the time. Maybe you can ask someone else. But a lot of, like, I work in a teaching hospital, a lot of them like to answer the questions, and they're actually like interested. Yeah, and you like knowing that, and they like that. So
yeah,
that's just one little tidbit. Number 2, be flexible. Don't
ask to change your assignment for dumb reasons. And 9 times out of 10, it might be dumb, because if they give you an assignment, take it. Like, you can't always have an easy assignment.
Yeah.
Like, it just...
Which I feel like that's some of the things that we've been hearing. Like, I've literally heard someone ask to change their assignment because a kid stunk. that's not okay. Like, we're nurses, we're gonna come across things that do smell. But
always,
basically, yeah, I mean, you got to know the tricks, put stuff under your nose. You know what I mean? It's kind of messed up that you're going to be like, I don't want that assignment because the kid stinks. Give that kid to somebody else. I want somebody who doesn't stink.
Like, just imagine how ignorant that sounds.
Yeah.
You don't want to take a baby because they stink, or even an adult. Most of them. I'm sorry. But let's be honest, like, when you're in the hospital, some people's top priority, that you could be so sick, the top priority is not you taking a shower or a bed bath or whatever. Sometimes they're trying to just hold that person together where that's not top priority. So most of the things you deal with in bodily fluids don't smell good. Like, have you ever smelled a GI bleed?
Yeah.
But you want to just say, hey.
Or a necrotic wound, you know.
A necrotic wound. Like, you don't.
Yeah.
Just don't be that person.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Because then at that point you should
The only time where I understand if you change, one, if you're working like 3 in a row and you got a really, really like sick kid and you've been trying to keep this kid alive for days, sometimes, for me, I like to see it through because if we do end up getting better, then I feel so like accomplished after that. But at the same time, if you are truly drained and you're like, I really cannot handle this assignment for another day, like I'm running on fumes, it's understandable. Or if you're not getting along with like that kid's parents or something like that, and you don't want it to blow up into a bigger thing.
She's speaking from a NICU perspective, but just if you don't get along with the patient in general, like, so I've dealt, you know, like I'm dealing with adults, so you're literally dealing with people who can tell you whatever they want to tell you. That you can have an aggressive patient, you can have a very inappropriate patient, you can have a patient that may be racist, you can have a patient that,
all understandable reasons.
Will cuss you out.
It can blow up into something that they don't want to happen. You don't want it to be.
And it can hinder the care, especially if you're dealing with an adult and it's getting in the way of you being able to do what you need to do because that patient does not like you. I technically have not dealt with that, but I've dealt with difficult patients or patients that all they do all day is just hit the light, hit the light, hit the light. And it's for every little thing. Sometimes that's draining for you. So if you know you're going to be there for 3 days straight, just say, hey, kid, this is a type. So we have patients like that. This is a type of patient that needs to be rotated because it's just very hard to deal with. So I think this patient we should rotate. I would prefer not to have that patient tomorrow since I'm here for 3 days. A lot of times they're more understanding about that. So, but don't do it for dumb reasons or because you think it's too hard and you don't. I mean, you're gonna have to learn. You're never gonna be able to just.
Of course, learn about safe harbor. That's different.
Yeah.
If it's hard in the sense where you have such a big patient load that you don't think you're going to be able to provide safe care, different. But like just because like I work in an ICU, you're going to have critical patients. You're going to have like hard patients to take care of. It might be a 1 baby assignment, and they'll be like, yeah, no, I don't want that back because I just don't want to do it. Like, no.
Yeah.
You sign up to work in a critical care unit, you're going to get sick kids from time to time. You cannot always have growers and feeders. We're lucky if we even have those. So,
given that it's ICU.
Yeah. And I'm like, then that means you need to go up to level 2. Because that's what we do. Like, if you're down on our floor, like if you're on the level 4 side, then, and you have a sick patient and you can't handle it, then you let management know, and then they'll push you as like a level 2 nurse. But if like you signed up to work here and you didn't see something before and you want to stay on this floor, you just don't want that kid, like that's kind of not cool. You gotta at least like rotate.
And other thing I want to just say before we change the topic, just on that note, is sometimes when you get harder patients, that says something about what your management or charges think about you as a nurse.
Yes.
If you're a new grad and they're giving you assignments that are relatively harder than what they might be giving other nurses, it's because they think like, I know this nurse can handle it. Trust me, this is a conversation that they have
with
before,
us, yes.
before giving
I've
you
been
an
told
assignment.
Because at first, when I first came down there, I was like, man, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I come in, I'm getting in a patient that's like near coding or, you know, like really on the outs.
Yeah.
But then when they explain it to me or like
tell you why they
tell me why they do that, then I'm like, oh, okay.
It's because they trust you.
Yeah. And then now I kind of like gravitate towards those assignments because one, I like to learn stuff new. 2, it is very rewarding to see them get better. And yeah, now I'm actually like looking into joining something on our floor that is more critical and requires a lot of education. But I think I want to like take that next step in my career. But that's like a whole nother story. We can talk about that later, guys.
All right. So next, is show up on time. Don't be late. This is a hard one.
But it's really a hard one.
That's a hard
people. It really is.
Yeah. I'm not a morning person, so it's harder, I feel like, especially if you work day shift, because you're getting up so early to go to work, and you're just like, it's extremely hard to function. And I am not a morning person, despite what people may think, because sometimes I can wake up on the right side of the bed and just, you know, throw the energy back, drink back on the way to work, listen to some trap music, and I'm ready to go. But sometimes I'm just like, it is too early for me to walk into work straight into all these problems. And sometimes you just look at the assignment sheet and everyone got you messed up. But show up on time, because honestly, if you show up on time or show up early, it gives you a chance to like get all your report sheets together, get your mind together. You're looking at your patients. You're just gonna be like, okay, get your mind right. So it's a benefits into showing up early or showing up on time.
And see, for us, it's noticeable if you show up late, because, you know, we collectively go into our break room. Then they not collectively, but they like put the paper onto the table, and then we all collectively go look at our assignments, and we all walk to the pods at the same time. So if you're late, they gonna know, because one, the charges wait in the break room where you get your assignment, and they see you walk in later after everybody's already left. Two, it's annoying for the person you're getting a report from, because they're sitting in the pod waiting for you, and everybody else has already given a report and almost done, and then you're going to be like walking in, you're like, I'm so sorry, and then they're leaving like super late after everybody else is going to jumpstart on their assignments. So
mine isn't like that, where our charges, they actually go separately, but they come early. They come before our shift, so they're already there. So then, yeah, they technically can see you. But they go and they talk about the assignments and everything, and they do their little charge report somewhere else in a closed office space, so that people can't bother you.
Come in afterwards.
And when we come in, we go straight to like where the secretary, the nursing station is, and we pick it up there. And if you're early, you can go there, get your mask, collect everything, your paperwork, blah, blah, grab it. Then go to the break room, look at your assignment if you want to sit down for a second, and then get your report sheets ready, see what patients you have. And then you go out and do report and find like whatever nurse that you have. And most of the time, like I know for us on days, we'd be so ready to go, we'd be ready for night shift. Like, I already did everything. I'm sitting at the nursing station. I already updated my report, so when I'm giving a report, I don't have to be like, oh wait, I didn't ask something. So you know what I mean? Anyway, show up on time and don't be late. Yeah. Number 4, help your podmates, coworkers, your techs. Don't be lazy. I cannot stress this one enough.
I know.
I don't, for me,
it's a full circle. What goes around comes around. Like,
do you have techs?
We don't do tech.
So that's why I'm gonna get on the tech topic, because I'm gonna get on the tech topic because I really need nurses to understand that, and new grads.
We were techs though, and I also used to have techs at the first job that I worked at as a registered nurse. So I get what she's gonna say, and I 100% agree, and I would chip in here and there. But my main thing is that when we work in a pod in the NICU, and even if I didn't, you still, like, I can go to another pod and still help somebody if I'm like walking past and I see that they need it. But you need to help them, because one, they're gonna remember, did you help them? Two, if you're in a pod with somebody and you can hear all the babies dinging, you can hear if something's going on, you can hear if like a kid's crying, you can hear if a kid's desatting, and your podmate's in another bed space, or she's like drowning because she just got an admit or something like that, and you're just sitting at your computer like on your phone or like not helping at all. That's not cool. You ask, can I do something for you? What do you need help with? Do you want me to do the touch time for your baby while you're working with this? Like, yada, yada, yada. Do you need help with an art stick? Do you need help with an IV? Like, anything that you can do to help that person, because if I was drowning, I want that same thing, which recently happened. And I had the best podmates, and they helped me out, and I still left on time because they were there to help me out when I had this kid going down. So I feel like that is super important, because if you don't, they remember that. And the next time that you're drowning, they're going to sit there.
No one's going to
want to help you.
So for me, I'm working with like other nurses, and then we also have techs. Do not, and there's a lot of new grads like this. They techs, like, they know, and they literally, just like we probably as nurses have techs that we love working with, and we know when we work with them our day is going to be that much easier, versus we know when we get a tech that like literally is lazy as crap, and we're like, our shift is going to be so bad because we're going to be doing like a lot of stuff that could have been taken care of if you had a tech that was like on top of their stuff, versus you're trying to do your job, then trying to also do their job, and then like, but if y'all are working together and him helping each other and making each other's day go better, like it's just like night and day difference. But if you're the nurse that's not going to help them, and you're not going to do what you need to do to help them, then you're gonna like,
probably get a rap.
You are gonna get a rap, and you're always gonna get the short end of the stick. And they're gonna just like stop doing stuff just to make you do it. Like, I don't think you understand how much you need to work as a teamwork. And also just as another nurse, if I see somebody short and they're stressed out, I'm so quick to be like, do you need me to do anything? Do you need me to go past? If I see that they're busy and there's a patient that I've had before, even if I didn't have before, they're calling for pain medicine, they're calling, they need their wound changed, they need this, they need that, I can easily go onto there and look at the orders, or I can easily see like, hey, when's the last time they got their pain medicine? If I can give it to them, then I will do it for them. Even if I just can ask a question before I do it, like I'll IM them, because we have it on our computer where we could just IM them, or we can call them on our work phone. And I'll ask them like, hey, this patient's calling blah, blah, blah. I can do it for you because I know you're swamped. Or if they need help, if they need an IV. I get calls a lot lately for IVs, which is a testament, because I get called a lot for blood draws and a lot for IVs. And I'm like, I don't care how busy I am. I mean, you only get 2 tries. And if you miss, then, you know what I mean? Because we get a lot of dialysis patients. So, yeah, they have a lot of like hard sticks. So if I can just pop in and help, like, I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna just be like, nope, can't do it. I'm not that person. Like, I'm gonna try before I even ask somebody else to help, or I'm just gonna, because you'd be surprised yourself. The more you do it, the better you get.
I was about to say that.
So don't sell yourself short, but like little things, like I would do whatever I can. I don't care if I'm in the room and I smell a patient and it smells like they need to be changed, or they smell like, you know what I mean? Like anything, I'm gonna do it. If the room is a mess, like first of all, I don't like my patient's room being a mess. So if I see trash and stuff like that, I'm gonna clean it up. If they ask me to do something and I have the time to do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me go get the tech. If I have time to do it, I'm gonna do it. The only way I wouldn't do it is if I genuinely did not have time to do something, or it's gonna take me an extended amount of time and I have other patients that I need to see. But don't be lazy. Please do not be lazy and act like that you're above this and you don't do it. It's both of your patients, and at the end of the day, the tech's not the one that's gonna get in trouble if things really go wrong. It's you, because it's your patient, it's under your license. So don't act like that's their job and not yours. No.
So last thing, do take everything as a learning experience, and don't take everything personal, because obviously your phone went down.
Yeah.
This is just really important, just as she was saying with IV sticks and things like that. Let's say that you come on and somebody has like something that they didn't do, whether it was like inserting a Foley catheter or dropping an NG-OG tube or doing some sort of wound care that you haven't done before.
Starting an IV on an antibiotic that needed to be given, like,
I mean, anything like that. If somebody's like, hey, do you want to do it? And they know that, like, you're a new grad, which that happened to me a lot at the beginning, or when I was on orientation, and somebody had some sort of skill, they would come look for the new grads and be like, hey, do you want to do this? I'm always the first person to say yes.
Same.
The more times you do it, the easier it gets. Now, I mean, we don't do this anymore, because usually, like, you don't have to in a sterile, but if you're in an isolation room, that's something that you're probably going to have to do. I can insert a Foley like that. Like, just things get a lot easier. I could do an art stick like that. Like, it's just much easier thing. I mean, it gets much easier the more that you do a skill.
So don't sell yourself short. Don't be like, I'm scared. Like,
you're gonna stay scared.
People are gonna get annoyed with you too, is if you're always having to come get them to do every time you're at work and you have to start an IV or get a blood draw. They're gonna get annoyed when they always have to come save you. Like, they're gonna be like, okay, at one point, are you gonna get better at this, sis? Because we can't help you all the time. Like, there's gonna be a day where I've had that day where everybody is having a bad day. So it's really hard to get the time to do it. Just like try. Like, don't just give up. Don't even try it. Like, try. The only time, which is probably in my line of work, the only time that I will not stick is if we know a kid's a hard stick and it's stuck like 17. I mean,
oh no, we
dramatic,
do
like
that too. I'm
7
ordering a
times.
pick or a midline.
Yes.
I'm not doing it.
We can't just like decide to order picks. So for us, we call it neonatal transport, which is like our people
decide to do that
or
either,
our
but-
charge, and they will have to stick. And usually because they're such a hard stick, they might end up having to go in the scalp. And then that's when I'm like, I'm glad that I didn't try and blow one of these babies' few veins or whatever that they had. That's when you decide to be smart about that. And when you call them, you let them know, because sometimes they'll ask you, did you even try? Because some people will literally call them just so they don't have to do it. I automatically will pick up the phone. Hey, this baby's a hard stick. He got stuck like 7 times. They usually need scalp IVs. Can you come get this stick? So that's pretty much the summary of the 5 do's and don'ts that we would say as a new grad. But the more that I think about it, I feel like it's do's and don'ts of just a nurse in general.
Yes.
So with that being said, I'd love for y'all to talk about more do's and don'ts in the comments below to help each other out if you do think of any. But I'm really glad that you guys came and like listened to our video. We missed y'all and we told you we're gonna do better. So we're back.
Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Bye.